Wayne and Jess for breakfast with Despina of Priala Legal. Christmas edition. Our Radio 97 resident lawyer is in, and we're continuing with the do's. We've just done those, but now we're on to the don'ts. What not to do this Christmas season.
Exactly. So funnily enough, I came up with 11 as well of the don'ts.
I hope you've checked them twice.
I have.
Yeah,
I have. So we'll get into it. First one on the list, don't sign a contract without proper legal advice. So I did have that on the do's list, but it's important to have it on the don't list because I think there's a bit more emphasis. Don't sign a contract before getting proper advice. Number 2, don't sign any legal document of any kind whilst under the influence.
Oh, there's a good one. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know.
So, once again, does that happen very often?
It can.
More than we think.
Well, business deals have been known to happen over that long lunch or dinner.
Lunch.
Yes. So just, word to the wise, don't really commit yourself to anything, at that lunch.
Oh, because this could be at a Christmas party and, you end up with a tattoo that's not even meaning what you thought it would and it's misspelt, and you can do the same with a legal document.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's your signature. Did you mean to sign that?
Well, yeah.
Actually, I heard of some tradies and apparently they went up to the bar and the boss was saying, oh yeah, you want more money? You want more money? And he doesn't know if he's going to hold him to that now because that was over a few brews.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
So don't put yourself in that position.
Yeah, I think, look, it's hard enough to read the fine print even when you've got your wits about you. But trying to work through that when you don't, maybe.
No, not at all.
No.
It moves us to number 3, which is don't take out any insurance policies whilst under the influence as well.
Oh,
or
because
whilst
we
intoxicated.
like to get online too and go, oh yeah, I'll do with that. And then you have buyer's regret and that remorse the next day.
We could have an interesting outcome when you get your certificate of currency. What's on your insurance policy? What you've actually put on there whilst...
That's not what you thought?
Yes, no, exactly. So try not to do that. The 4th one, don't lie or deceive any third party in negotiations because it's only going to come back to bite you. Yeah. So, it's still surprising in this day and age, people still aren't as honest as what they should be in negotiations. It'll always come out in the wash. So don't do that if you can help it through your negotiations. I mean, we all want to get a bit of an edge and a bit of advantage, but that's different to actually, lying and deceiving the other person about what you're promising or what you may have to sell. So
talk the talk, but walk the walk as well.
Yes, something like that. Because we do have a doctrine of acting in good faith. And that's often built into a lot of agreements. Parties are acting in good faith. So if you actually are found that you entered into an agreement in bad faith, it will come back to bite you. So
Number 5.
Number 5, don't go on social media and post anything that has, disparaging remarks or defamatory remarks, particularly. Yeah, we don't want to do that.
No, and we've talked about this too a number of times over the recent weeks because things appear, you put things on social media, and once they're there, they're there.
They're there
Forever. They will haunt you.
I remember you saying think before you like,
Yeah.
and I have now. I pause and I go, do I really want to agree with this comment?
Good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm glad you're doing that, and I think everyone should at least pause, as you say, and go, well, should I like, should I not? So that's good.
And under the influence, it can't help either.
No, which goes to the next point. Don't post anything on social media of any kind whilst under the influence or intoxicated. We don't want that either because that can have a very nasty outcome and consequence.
So even if you delete it the next day, it could still be in circulation somewhere?
Absolutely.
And
Or people
could be used
screenshot.
against
Or people
you.
can screenshot
Yeah,
on their phones
so
and
true.
iPads. So
We've
just
seen that
because you
before.
remove it, someone's taken a screenshot and then they've definitely got it forever. So be careful. Don't like on social media. So that was my next point, which you've already raised. So yeah, because that could have an impact on your insurance claims and litigation that you may have pending. So that was the next point, and I reiterate that it's very, very important to be careful whilst you're in litigation and having any pending results of an insurance claim, to just be very careful what you post.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, in direct messaging, when we're doing the private way of commenting, can that be used against you? Can they ever ask for that as evidence in court?
Well, as I said last week, we don't know all the ins and outs of Facebook yet, and maybe we never will. So in terms of whether you can actually retrieve private messages, there may very well be a way. I'm not an IT expert, but I just wouldn't run the risk.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to tell someone something, we'll tell it to their face and make sure they're not recording you.
Right. Oh gosh, we can't escape this. We're trapped no matter what.
Well, in
That's
Queensland,
true.
you are allowed to record conversations when you are involved with that person. That's actually
Really, without
permitted.
their consent, we don't have to prior permission.
Yes, if they're a party to it in Queensland.
So obviously everyone has a mobile phone these days, and you could something as simple as, say, sitting your mobile phone in front of you while you're at a dinner party or something, perhaps, or at a meeting.
In terms of recording the
Yeah.
conversation, well, I'm talking about a circumstance where you might be going to a meeting to meet someone to talk about whatever you're going to talk about. You're not sure perhaps of what or the results of what may happen from that meeting or what that person may say. So if you're in the meeting, you've got another person in the meeting or a third person, you can record that particular meeting without having to tell those other people in the meeting that you're recording the conversation. So, and sometimes it's been used in the past, you know, with employer-employee situations, and particularly perhaps with sexual harassment. But in Queensland, you can do that. But it's different if you then give that recording to someone else who wasn't a party to the conversation in that meeting. Then you can't do that. They've got to be involved. They've got to be there as a party to the conversation.
But yet it could be used as evidence.
Could be, yes.
So number 8.
So this is a good one, I think, good advice. Don't get drunk and call your bank manager. Particularly if you have a loan application pending.
So
You know, might not want to do that. It's been known to happen.
Really?
Call your bank manager after hours. Not that I've done this, not at all. I know that other people have done it. It's not really the done thing. And you might say something that might affect your loan application.
Oh,
So
well,
not
if
really-
your bank manager did the do and made sure that they told them I'm unavailable for this holiday period, then you shouldn't be contacting him anyway.
Yes, that's right. But yeah, little tip there. Don't
Really?
get drunk.
And had a gripe and said what he thought?
Yeah, and depending on what they said, that might actually affect your loan application. Particularly, I mean, you're supposed to disclose everything to your bank manager when you're applying for a loan, but perhaps you didn't, and then you've said something that might have a detrimental impact on your loan application. So you shouldn't get drunk and call your bank manager anyway, but then you probably run the risk of saying something that you shouldn't because you're intoxicated. So, yeah, don't do that.
You're showing us a running theme of intoxication.
That's
here.
it. Yeah.
Well, it is the silly season. So I did say that at the beginning. So.
Yes, we expect nothing less. Number 9.
Don't post inappropriate messages or pictures on social media again whilst drunk or intoxicated. Yeah, it can have a catastrophic effect. So we don't want to do that either. You know, when you're at parties or you're out, you know, socialising, just think about that. Probably a good idea. You can take all the photos you want at the time. Then the next morning, right? Oh, okay, let's post where I was last night and say, yes, great time, thanks everyone. Do it the next morning.
Yeah, that's right. When your editing skills and your editing decisions perhaps are a little more stable, a little more reliable. Yeah.
Yes, exactly
Yeah.
right. So next one, second last one, don't go changing arrangements with children. We talked about that in the do's, but I do want to emphasise it again. So don't go changing things like dropping off kids, picking up kids, custody arrangements, access arrangements, holiday arrangements. They're usually built into consent orders. So don't do that because it can have a big impact on the children.
Oh, if they're
And it is
hungover
Christmas
a
time.
parent and then says,
Yes.
I can't make it.
Yes, that's right. Just be responsible. You are a parent after all.
Last
And the
but
last
not
one, yes, last but not least, don't go crazy at that office Christmas party. You know, let's try and all be sensible. I know it's, you know, Christmas, we're going to have fun and we can do that, but try not to go too crazy at the office Christmas party because things have been known to happen at Christmas parties and, you know, you just want to do the right thing.
You may not be coming back for 2021.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Nice to have worked with you. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Oh, you should have given us this word of warning last week. We've already had ours, but
I'm sure you behaved very, very well.
Impeccably.
Well, thank you so much. Until next year, we hope you have a very merry, safe and magical Christmas with the family. Despina Priala, you can find prialalegal.com.au or Google you too. We can catch up on your YouTube channel.
Yes, you certainly can.
And we have your personal number now. Now, are you going away that we can't contact you for
I will
some
be
time?
away. We do have closure period for about 2 weeks, so yes, non-contactable. So if you want anything done, better hurry. But yes, but certainly I would like to wish everyone a lovely Christmas and New Year, and to all the listeners out there, and I hope it's a lovely, lovely holiday time.
Thanks, Despina, and we will see you in 2021.
See you then.